Before you start any sport, it's essential to do a warm-up. So badminton warm-up is a generic warm-up which is similar to any sport. You do a rotation from head to toe, which you already probably know. But anyway, just for the sake of it, so for the neck rotations, you essentially do a rotation 5 times and then you change direction. Similarly, you would rotate your shoulder, you go back, and then you go front. Similarly, you can do a hip rotation, you can do clockwise and anti-clockwise. You could do a wrist rotation, going clockwise and anti-clockwise. You can do a knee rotation, going clockwise anti-clockwise. You can do an ankle rotation going clockwise and anti-clockwise. After you finish all your rotations, it's good to do a little jumps. You can do small jumps followed by a high jump. You can do small jumps followed by a high jump. That's something very basic. After you've done all these rotations, before you start the sport, it is very essential to do some warming up of the heart to increase your heart rate. So if you have a court, you can run around the court a few times. But if you don't have court empty for you, you can do a few things like skipping. Skipping is a good form of bringing your heart rate up. Or you could even do jumping jacks. It's another way of improving your heart rate. Or you can do burpees. Another way of increasing your heart rate. So in badminton, balance is very important, and there needs to be a lot of strength and balance on your legs so that you're able to play the right shots. So a couple of ways to improve your balance is by doing lunges. So for example, you can do a light lunge like this, move down to your left lunge, down to your right lunge, down to your left lunge, and so on. So these lunges help you to move forward when you're playing a real badminton stroke. So these lunges are important to build your thigh and your calf strength. So that's a very good exercise for balancing. The other good exercise for balancing is to hold up with one leg. So for example, you hold up like this and try to balance for a few seconds. You're essentially putting all the weight on your leg. It's an excellent way to build balance. Similarly with the other leg, you build balance with your one leg so that you're able to play difficult shots just on one leg. So that's an excellent way of increasing balance. The other way of increasing balance is potentially to hold down and do a little straddle up and down. Similarly with your other leg, you can do little straddle up and down. You can even go back. This increases your balance with just one toe. So when you're really in a difficult situation, you're able to play with just one toe. That's what helps you to improve your balance. So now we're going to learn about how to grip the racket. So badminton is all about wrist, the movement of wrist, and how do you hold your racket. That plays a lot of importance in how you're able to execute your shots. So to start with the basic, let us look at the grip. So this grip is called a V-shaped grip. So essentially there is a V shape here between the fingers and the racket. So to start with, you can hold the racket with your left hand if you're a right-hander. You slide your palm all across the racket, bring it down and hold it firmly. So this is formed a V shape. So this grip is very good for forehand shots a lot of forehand shots that you use for power shots, your smash shots, your drop shots, and your clear shots. This is the essential grip, the V-shaped grip. So now to do some racket handling drills. First, be comfortable in your V-shape. Start to feel your racket. You can do a shake hand. This is your best friend now. Your racket is your best friend. So start to do a shake hand with your racket. And now let us start exploring the various angles. So be comfortable flexing your wrist, either playing forehand or playing backhand. Be comfortable with this. To start with, you can hold your wrist and do a little racket handling from left to right. You can do 5 times. Okay, very comfortable. You can do up and down. Do 5 times. Very comfortable. Now let's do some more racket handling. So now I'm going to show you the thumb grip for some more handling. So essentially you're going to twist a little bit. This forms the thumb. This forms the thumb grip. This forms the thumb grip. So now let's be comfortable doing racket handling with the thumb grip. So bend down a little on your knees. Be defensive. Play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're on your toes. Start to feel defensive. You're ready for the shuttle. Wherever it goes, anywhere in this 180 degrees, you're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's your thumb grip. Now let's go back to the forehand grip again. To the forehand grip. Feel the ease of the racket. Do some minor shots. Feel the ease. Flex the wrist. You can feel the swish of the racket. Feel comfortable. So that's all about racket grip. So let's look at how to change the grip from a forehand V shape to a backhand grip. So when you look at this forms your forehand V-shaped grip as we talked about, and now we rotate it slightly to make it the backhand grip. So this is the forehand grip, this is the backhand grip. The forehand grip, the backhand grip. So important to have the racket hold a bit loose, but when you're playing the shot it becomes tight. But after you play the shot, you loosen it to change the grip. You loosen it to change the grip. You grip, change, grip, change. This is how you move from a forehand to a backhand. So you have to do this while you are playing. You change the grip and you play. You change the grip, you play. That's how you move quickly from forehand to backhand. Practice this so that you become comfortable with changing this grip as you're playing. Stop. Let's look at different types of services. So we'll just talk about the basic forehand serve and the backhand serve. Okay. So regarding the forehand high serve, so generally you go, if you are a right-hander, you go with your left foot forward and you try to hold your right hand back, right shoulder back, shuttle in front of you, and as you move, you would hit up, you would raise your toe, and you hit at the point of impact. That forms the action for your forehand serve. That's the action for your forehand serve. The idea is to pitch it high, let the serve go high back into the backcourt of the opponent. What about the backhand serve? So the backhand serve is a very beginner basic level serve. You hold the shuttle between your fingers. You can go with your thumb grip, hold the racket in front of you, hold the shuttle in front of the racket and try to go back and release. Go back and release. Go back and release. So here you can observe the feet are pretty much parallel when you're doing the backhand serve. Whereas when you're doing the forehand serve, usually the left foot is coming forward. So this is the backhand serve, and this is the forehand serve. Okay, so let's talk about the stance. How do you stand when you receive the shuttle? So generally people use the attacking stance. So there are two essential types of stance. One is the attacking stance, one is the defensive stance. So for the attacking stance, if you are a right-hander, generally your right shoulder is back, your left leg is front, and you raise your racket up. So this is your attacking stance. Be ready with your little bent knee so that you're ready to flex quickly. Okay, so this is the attacking stance. What about the defensive stance? We have seen the defensive stance when we were doing the racket handling. So your defensive stance is on your knees and put a slightly bent forward position and go to this position. Be able to take a defensive shot how we were doing the racket handling. So this is your defensive stance. This is your attacking stance. This is your defensive stance. So one more racket handling tip for you. So let's start with the shuttle. Start to go into your V-shaped grip. Hold your racket firmly and start doing tapping. Little tapping with your forehand. So basically, this is your forehand. This is your forehand. This is your backhand. Forehand and the backhand. So this forms a forehand shot, this forms a backhand shot. This forms a forehand shot, and this forms a backhand tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's do alternate. One shot forehand, one shot backhand. One shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's look at the different shots that are there in badminton. So the most usual shots that you come across are your clear shots. Clear shots where the idea is to hit high at the highest point possible. You hit high and you let the racket take the shuttle all the way up to the backcourt. So that is your clear shot. It's a very common shot. The other very common shot is your lift shot. That is your lift shot. So you basically take the shuttle from below and you lift it up. You lift it up so that the shuttle goes back to the backcourt. That's your lift shot. The other type of shot is a net shot, where you just make contact. You just make contact so the shuttle just drops out and falls on the front court of your opponent. It's a net shot. It falls just there at the opponent. The other shot is a drop shot, which looks like a clear shot, but you are dropping at the point of impact. So the impact strength is low, so that the shuttle drops in the front court of the opponent. Looks like a clear shot, but you are dropping here. Instead of clearing it, you are dropping here. That's a drop shot. The other very famous shot is a smash shot. It's a very aggressive shot where you would put all the power and you will try to bring the shuttle down, give it a little downward direction so it comes down all the way with a lot of force and lot of precision. So that's a smash shot which falls in the middle court and it gives your opponent no chance to return. It is a drive shot which is played parallelly. It is not played like the clear shot, not played undershot like the lift shot, but rather it is played at the shoulder level, wherein you take the shuttle at the shoulder level. So that forms a drive shot. You're driving here at the shoulder level, letting it go parallel, and that's a drive shot.